Coast to coast, dusk to dawn.
SightPath is on the move.
Mile after mile, all year long.
SightPath is on the move.
Our 200 employees travel 3 million miles a year.
To help our customers provide quality care close to home.
All we do is eyes.
All day, every day.
Every day.
Join the movement.
Watching AAO TV, I'm Rachel Kopchak. This year's annual meeting is working in conjunction with the European Society of Ophthalmology, giving us an in-depth view across the pond of ophthalmological care. Here's a look at the main difference when it comes to treating retinal disorders between Europe and the United States.
To the detachment topic, so it was the main topic was silicone oil, and I think that in North America the heavy silicone oils aren't FDA approved, so they don't use it, and they're more likely to treat the patients with gas. In the United States we also have the increase in doing vitrectomy as a primary procedure. In Europe we mainly did sclerobuckling, but there's also the trend to go for primary vitrectomy because the results are excellent and the instruments are more challenging, and you have wide angle systems, so it's really doing better. And it's a shame because young surgeons don't get the chance to learn sclerobuckling.
Combat operations over the last decade in Iraq and Afghanistan have taught physicians many lessons about traumatic brain injury. One lesson being that even mild TBI or concussion can cause visual problems. This is relevant to ophthalmologists because service members and veterans are often treated by physicians outside the military health system. One person who knows this all too well is ABC News journalist Bob Woodruff. He was hit by an IED in Iraq in 2006 and lost a quarter of his vision after being critically injured.
I'm grateful for the fact that these issues are being studied for everybody on the civilian side or in the military side, and because of all these wars and the kind of blindness and damage to the sight that's happened because of these IED explosions, which is worse than any war before. You go to a doctor to take a look at my sight, and I would have to pay a hell of a lot of money, and I only have one of them. But here I come here and I had a room filled with the top people all giving me advice and interpretation of analysis of what I've got. That's a gift.
At the annual meeting, you learn new pearls about ophthalmology, and research is also an integral part in the clinical industry. Dr. Randall Olson recognizes the importance of scientific data to test hypotheses. He says gathering data and blocking out the noise can avoid making major mistakes. He referenced mistakes made in ultrasound variations and top designs as examples that lacked scientific research.
If we don't have scientific information showing us what we're doing, we're not much different than the physician barbers of yore. We depend upon our gut reaction, our feeling. We're bound to make mistakes, and I showed some examples of things that we've routinely taken on faith that were not just wrong, they were very wrong. Only way we'll know that is we have the science and the background to test all of these hypotheses and see what really does work.
Dr. Olson.
Dr. Olson's work within the industry is making a big impact, earning him an award for entrepreneurship and clinical research from the Academy.
At my point in career, I'm towards the twilight of my career. It means more for the institution, for Moran Eye Center, and I try to represent how many people there were to help do this body of work. So for me, if any way that can enhance the overall group and enhance the ability for the Moran Eye Center to advance and move forward, that's what counts for me.
What is value-based modifier? That's the question everyone wants to know. It's the program by which physicians who provide high quality at low cost will be differentiated and rewarded from those who do not. Here's what ophthalmologists need to know about the value-based modifier.
they can receive some incentive, or better yet, they won't be penalized. This program initially started in 2013, where practices of over 100 physicians were judged based on their value-based modifier. This year, it's physicians in a practice with 10 or more practicing physicians. And in 2015, every single ophthalmologist will need to pay close attention to the value-based modifier, all of which is dependent upon particularly how they report their PQRS reporting.
Because this is a complex program, you can email any questions to the Academy and they will be setting up a website with more information. The internet has changed the way ophthalmologists tend to their online reputation. This session gave tips on how to monitor negative patient reviews. Doctors were encouraged to do a full search on themselves and their practice. Then use a marketing company like HealthGrades to keep up with your profile at least once a month. You can set alerts for any negative ratings and proactively reach resources to delete those from your portfolio.
The beauty of ophthalmology is that we treat thousands of patients who are happy, satisfied patients with our services. We restore vision. So if you can educate your promoters and you can address your critics in a positive way, I think you can build an online reputation, and at the same time, you're educating the community on vital issues for ophthalmology, which help us in scope of practice issues, help us to interact with legislators on issues important to us as physicians.
Another topic highly influenced by technology, ethical relationships between physicians and the industry.
We rely a lot on advanced technology, diagnostic devices, etc., to do what we do. And so there necessarily needs to be an interface between ophthalmologists and those in industry to develop and refine the diagnostic devices, etc., that we need in our practice. Anytime there's that relationship, of course, there is a potential for inappropriate relationships to develop. Physicians, obviously, at the podium have influence over their other physicians. We have to make sure those who are speaking regarding these devices, diagnostics, etc., are free or as free from bias as possible.
Another successful AAO annual meeting here in Chicago. We'll see you next year in Las Vegas, and thanks for watching AAO TV. We leave you with a look at your top pearl from AAO 2014.
It has been great to hear about the new things coming out, the things, new studies that are on the frontier. That's the most exciting thing, I think, happening in uveitis right now is the new clinical trials coming out.
I did not realize how difficult it was for our European colleagues to get reimbursement for physician-administered drugs like Avastin, Lucentis, and Eylea. It's quite difficult for them to get these drugs, to use them in a timely manner, and to get reimbursed for them in a predictable way.
Challenges of using on-label medications in America continues to get more and more difficult. There are many payers that really put major hurdles in the way of patient care, getting access to on-label medications, and that's a major challenge, only growing.
Speak about the experience in the United States and Europe is completely different. Basic experience, lure, and other things. It's very interesting for the new trends.
Academy is a great time to network, visit with friends, learn new things, and see Chicago.